What do you do when your situation feels impossible? In part 2, Jesus makes impossible situations into miracles.
To continue where we left off, verses 18 through 22 says, While he spoke these things to them, behold, a ruler came and worshipped him, saying, My daughter has just died, but come and lay your hand on her, and she will live. So Jesus arose and followed him, and so did his disciples. And suddenly a woman who had a flow of blood for 12 years came from behind and touched the hem of his garment. For she said to herself, If only I may touch his garment, I shall be made well. But Jesus turned around, and when he saw her, he said, Be of good cheer, daughter. Your faith has made you well. And the woman was made well from that hour. What I'm getting that this is trying to break down is it starts off first by explaining how a ruler came and actually worship Jesus because they understand his power and they understood that he was the true king. So no matter if it was a ruler, a peasant, no matter what type of person it was back in the day, they were understanding enough to all give him the same glory, being Jesus. And in the second part, it goes on to explain how a woman who has so much faith, even after being in pain for 12 years, she knew that as long as she just put her hand, in her mind, she knew that as long as she just put her hand on Jesus and touched his garment, that she would be well. And he explains to her that her faith alone was enough for him to bless her. It was just, in her mind, she was so fixated on the fact that she felt like she just needed to touch him, but she already believed. And that's where Jesus was able to come through and take away her pain, because all he needed was to know that she believed, and she believed, so she got her pain taken away. But it just shows what type of leader Jesus really is and what type of leader he showed to be back in the day.
To continue on, verses 23 through 26 says, When Jesus came into the ruler's house and saw the flute players and the noisy crowd wailing, he said to them, Make room, for the girl is not dead, but sleeping. And they ridiculed him. But when the crowd was put outside, he went in and took her by the hand, and the girl arose. And the report of this went out into all that land. So this part is just saying that Jesus went in to heal the ruler's daughter that died, but the players, or the flute players and everyone around, was saying she's dead. And he said, Make room, for the girl is not dead but sleeping. And they ridiculed him. So they laughed at him and said, She is dead. You can't fix this. And so the crowd was put outside, and Jesus took her by the hand, and she arose. So he healed her, and this part is just showing that even when people don't believe and everything looks impossible, things are still possible for the people that do believe in Jesus.
Continuing on, verses 27 through 31 says, When Jesus departed from there, 2 blind men followed him, crying out and saying, Son of David, have mercy on us. And when he had come into the house, the blind men came to him, and Jesus said to them, Do you believe that I am able to do this? They said to him, Yes, Lord. Then he touched their eyes, saying, According to your faith, let it be to you. And their eyes were opened, and Jesus sternly warned them, saying, See that no one knows it. But when they had departed, they spread the news about him in all that country. What this is saying is that two men that were blind came to him, and they were seeking to be healed. They knew who he was. They already believed, but they were seeking to be healed. One of the first questions he asked them were, Do you believe? And the reason why he asked them that is because Jesus can do a lot for you, but what he isn't going to do is provide or do something or heal somebody or help out the unfortunate if you don't have any belief into him. So he said, according to your faith, let it be to you. When he touched their eyes, the reason why he said that is because I'm gonna do my part, but if you believe in me, then your eyes will open. But if you don't believe in me, whatever happens, but I'm gonna still try to do my part. And that's basically what happened. That's why their eyes opened, because it shows that they truly did believe in him, and they knew what he was capable of. So by him touching their eyes, it was only them that the reason why their prayer got answered is because of themselves. They believed that he was capable of that, and all he did was just show them what they already believed in. So it's just a good representation of why you should just believe in Jesus Christ and keep having faith and understanding that it might take time, but your prayers will get answered if you have the belief system to back up the prayers.
After healing the blind men in verses 32 through 34, it says, as they went out, behold, they brought to him a man mute and demon-possessed. And when the demon was cast out, the mute spoke, and the multitudes marveled, saying, it was never seen like this in Israel. But the Pharisees said, he casts out demons by the ruler of the demons. So, in this part, a mute man that's demon-possessed is healed by Jesus, and the crowd is amazed by another miracle that Jesus has done, but the Pharisees are like, he's only able to do this because he's a ruler of demons. He's not a son of God. So this part is just showing that, again, how some people believe in Jesus and the miracles he's doing, and people are still going to see the negative and be pessimistic about how he's performing his miracles.
Before we move on to next chapter, verses 35 through 38 end like this. Then Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion for them, because they were weary and scattered like sheep having no shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, the harvest truly is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore pray the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest. To break this down, firstly, Jesus was amazed to see that everybody was following his movement, was with him during his movement, was building faith. He was happy when he says, when it says he was moved with compassion for them because they were weary and scattered like sheep having no shepherd. What he means by that is he's seen a group of people that had faith in him, but he didn't see anybody that was spreading the gospel. Like she said, people were still pessimistic about the way he was able to perform the miracles that he was able to perform. So during this time, it was belief, but it was less belief because they're not truly understanding how he's able to perform the miracles he's performing. So when he said, the harvest truly is plentiful, but the laborers are few, therefore pray the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest, he's basically saying, send out people that believe but are also spreading the word just as much as they believe, because he understands that there's people that are still pessimistic about him, and he understands that people are still lost and they need leaders, but he knew obviously that his time was only so what is the word? Like so little. He knew his time was only so little that he wouldn't be able to be here for long enough to truly make everybody believe. So that's why he asked and prayed that there would have people that are able to actually help these other people really believe and have faith. And to conclude Scripture 9, that's how I feel like that's the way it ended.
Matthew 9 shows us something powerful. Jesus has authority over sin, sickness, blindness, fear, demons, and even death.
But everyone in this chapter had to make a decision. Reject him, doubt him, or trust him. I'm KB.
And I'm Nirvana.
We're Faith Builds Community, and we'll catch you next week for Scripture 10.